Well, welcome, trusted listeners, to some serious game changers that are going on with me as Dr. Charles Parker. And this is just going to be a brief reportage on what we're doing. We want to we want you folks to be the first to know. It's a brief personal note, an announcement of changes we're making at CoreBrain Journal in these next few weeks. First of all, I do want to give you all a big note of thanks. Really appreciate you being here, this opportunity to host CoreBrain Journal and to share our outstanding guests, and with you to learn from their super inquiries. It's been a great tour. It's been fun, interesting, and educational for all of us. You can hear me becoming a little bit too enthusiastic sometimes when I'm learning from them. So it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for listening and becoming part of our growing community of core brain science participants. So while I've enjoyed listening to our guests, I haven't really directly commented much on my own opinions, as my journalistic protocol intent is to clearly review their discoveries and their insights. However, you do already know about my take on CoreBrain mission. I'm really into an informed, democratized public, and I think that they will improve the outdated fashion show standard of care based on superficial behaviors. Yeah, it's outspoken, but that's what's going on. And everybody that I see, that I talk to every day, completely agrees with me from the public in my office. Vertical management strategies and guesswork are out. Participatory, mutually understanding what the targets are is definitely in. Just read the /mission page here at CoreBrain Journal if you haven't already, and you will quickly see why I'm so seriously passionate about data, details, and moving the science forward. I'm going to have to tell you, folks, this message really, my mission itself is about nothing more, nothing less than a serious amount of pain. I see so much pain in my offices every day when I'm interviewing second opinion treatment failure patients treated for years, read my lips on that, years with terribly outdated treatment protocols who have been misdiagnosed by providers limited to, quote, bipolar and, quote, personality disorder inaccuracies. And, quote, ADHD itself has become its own whirlpool of guesswork and games based upon the current woefully outdated diagnostic and treatment standards of care. They're outdated. They're about 20 years out of date. I've commented on that ADHD conundrum repeatedly since starting to lecture nationally in '96. And I was supported by pharmaceutical companies because I said it a little more politically correctly than I'm saying it to you right now. But I was saying, hey, guys, we need to get together and really look at the reality of what's going on. And that message was well received throughout the country. I mean, from Seattle, LA, New York City, Boston, Miami Beach, it doesn't matter. I was all over the country, down in Memphis. And so the issue is people do want to hear this. And these were medical practitioners going to the meetings. Yeah, it was a dinner meeting. I know some of you will have some heartburn about dinner meetings. I'm going to tell you right now, those dinner meetings were absolutely essential. And it's terrible that somebody's decided that people are being manipulated by pharmaceutical companies, when the truth of the matter is there were a lot of really good people like myself out there who were serious about educating our medical colleagues. And, it's just the way it is. So I'll get off my soapbox about that. So let's get back to this note to you personally today. It's now 3 years since CBJ launch, and CoreBrain Journal remains up there, very busy on iTunes, new and noteworthy in science and medicine. It's been there since shortly after launch. We're now in 111 countries with comments that indicate the usefulness of these insights from China to South Africa. But today I am experiencing one big problem. I need sponsors to support production and personnel costs, and simply don't have time to knock on doors to find the corporate sponsors. And I have something written over at the Patreon site about corporate, because I think corporate sponsors really want the B2B, business to business message, because they want the doctors to listen to them and really my feeling is I do disagree with them. I think the public is going to change the way we're dealing with it, and the public is going to be very seriously involved. The more educated they are, I've seen it happen. Look, we've all seen it happen with autism, with mothers who really understand what's going on, read everything voraciously, and come in and say, hey, this is what's going on. I mean, I can tell you they embarrassed me when I was in DC, the number of really cool mothers that came in and said, hey, do you know about this? What am I going to say if I don't? So the issue is I've got these time constraints. I do need more help. I'm going to take a sabbatical it's a partial sabbatical from CBJ, and we'll be republishing selections from our very nearly 300 episodes. One is going to be published every Thursday at the same 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S., selected from the data, the listening numbers on my CBJ data dashboard, where I can see people are listening to them and sharing them with their friends. And then I'm going to regroup for my next steps with you, which brings me to my master plan. It's actually three phases in the master plan. First of all, as I said, I'm going to change the publishing schedule. As just noted, to Thursdays only. The good news is the people are knocking on my door. We've got some really very, very nifty individuals. I've earned enough street cred that some of the people who are significant players in the country want to come on the show and talk about their opinion, and we love it because you know, as I said before, I'm so enthusiastic about learning from them, and they're so interested in teaching you. So it works out really well. So this regrouping will include special connections for our community when I do this next step with Patreon, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. We'll grow our mutual insights, and if you're a mind professional, a mental health professional, a provider of healthcare, your office skills with advanced diagnostic and treatment strategies will also be enhanced because we're going to really hit hard brain function beyond appearances. You know, it's definitely not old news. It's the way the whole world is going to go in the next 5 or 10 years. Secondly, I do have to find a sponsor, I have to find sponsors who will support me through crowdfunding. And if you just think it's not that bad for me to be saying this, it's kind of like National Public Radio. I mean, they had a whole sponsorship drive there. And we're doing the same thing. We're asking for community sponsors through Patreon at Patreon, patreon.com/CoreBrain. With this crowdfunding activity, I plan to be much more involved with those who do connect through sponsorship on multiple levels under the construction at the Patreon CoreBrain site. One plan is going to be, well, there are a number of plans, but one of them is going to include monthly video recorded Google Hangouts, and they're going to be public and professionals Q&A, and we're going to have people who are going to get certified. We're going to certify professionals to be CoreBrain certified. No, yeah, it's not me. I'm not the American Board of Psychiatry, but people want to know that they have some basic understanding of and break down the dichotomy that exists between mind-body medicine and have some respect for what's going on, how the body can actually affect the mind. So we're going to be into that. So the third thing that I want to bring to your attention is CoreBrain Academy. It's under construction. It's going to provide an understandable grid to actually take those changes that are occurring through diagnostic and treatment training directly to wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're out in British Columbia, mountains. It doesn't matter where you are, because if you've got connections and you can listen to this stuff, we can take you where I've been and where I had to go when I didn't know what I was doing. So what's going to happen is it's going to be for both public and professionals. We're going to have separate classes. And guess where we're going to start, folks? You don't have to think too hard about this. I mean, if we're this messed up using stimulant medications for ADHD and treating human beings internationally without thinking about thinking, we're not thinking about the thinking process, which is brain function, then and that's why people are so confused, and that's why the meds are all messed up, and that's why people don't want, that's why this conundrum is going on. So we're going to do this, and we're going to be serious about it, as you can tell. And I do hope you stay tuned here. I'll be back here at CoreBrain Journal with you once a week. In the future, special podcasts will come through for those who work with us as a Patreon and CoreBrain Academy support system. We're going to have special deals. I don't know what they are yet. I haven't done this before, but I'm telling you, I'm going to make you happy that you've joined me in one way or another. Do sign up over at Patreon and consider any level of support. I look forward to this improved way of actually working together. It's now about community. It's about a new team. Please also subscribe here for those imperative conversations that are coming up. Make sure you do subscribe to CoreBrain Journal just so we can keep you notified. So we'll have several different mails coming out. So thanks again for your partnership. We appreciate your working with us, and we look forward to talking soon as we go down this next road together. Thanks a lot.